I want to be able to grow my network, to build connection with others, but I'm an introvert. Can I still do that? And if I can, how can I do that? I got this question actually quite often, but before explaining or sharing with you how to do it, and I'm going to share with you from my own personal experience as well. First, I want to let you know that there is no such thing as someone who's 100% introvert or 100% extrovert. People tend to create these categories as if you need to be either or, here or there. You're an introvert or you're an extrovert. The thing is, introvertness and extrovertness, these are just tendencies. Again, there are no people who is 100% extrovert or 100% introvert, because we, like all of us, we all have both. It's just that which is the one that we have a bigger tendency towards to. Me personally, when I was growing up, my introvertness is bigger, my tendency towards introvertness is bigger than my tendency towards extrovertness. So when someone actually said that I'm an introvert, or if you think yourself you're an introvert or you're an extrovert, it means that is where your main tendencies are, but you still have both. Because even someone who has a really big tendency of introvertness, when he or she is with someone that they feel comfortable enough, close enough and comfortable enough, they will be able to show more part of their extrovertness because they're comfortable. Okay? So, and by the way, both sides are important. A lot of people think that it's more important to be an extrovert person, even though again it's just a tendency, we all have both. But meaning it's more important to show your extrovertness or to use your extrovertness. Yes, they are important, but your introvertness is also very important. The introvert side of you is the one that's helping you to connect with yourself, to know yourself better, to know who you are, to know your potential that will lead you to utilize your potential, to actualize your potential. It helps you to get to know yourself better, what are your purpose and what are your passions, because these are the process that takes contemplation. It takes reflections, self-reflections. And it takes that part of you to be able to do that effectively. Meanwhile, when it comes to your interaction with the outer world, it takes your extrovertness to be able to interact effectively with the rest of the world. So again, both are important. If you have really high extrovertness, but you're not utilizing the introvert side of you, then you'll be good when you're interacting with others, but so bad at knowing who you are, knowing your own potential. You'll have a lot of self-doubts, a lack of self-esteem, because you don't know who you are, meaning who you really are. It means your potential. That there are so many great things about you, but you just don't know because you don't make the time to get to know this side of you. So again, both sides are important. That's the first thing. Now let's go back to creating connection with others, building connection, growing your network with others. So personally, me, like I said, when I was growing up, my introvertness is way higher than my extrovert side. Let's say this is my introvertness, this is my extrovertness. So I prefer to be by myself, not because I was afraid, but because that's my choice, that's my preference. You see, there's a difference between your introvertness by being shy or afraid with others. A lot of people also mix this too. When it's about your introvertness, it is your choice, not because you're afraid of others or not because you're too shy, that comes from your fear of talking with others. Then, if that's the case, then it's fear. It's not introvertness, it's fear. But true introvertness means it's just because it's your preference. Okay? Just to be clear. So my introvertness was way higher. I gained more energy when I was by myself instead of when so many people around. However, as I go through in my life and I discover my life purpose, I want to be able to live my purpose effectively, I understand that I need to build connection with more people to grow my network. And to do that effectively and consistently, it will take a lot of my extrovert side. Meanwhile, my higher tendency is on my introvert side. So what I did actually, I learned to grow my extrovertness as well. So again, before, this is my introvertness, this is my extrovertness, I learned to grow this. It doesn't mean this is decreasing, it's still here, it's still high, my introvertness is still high. But I need to learn to grow this. And you can do that, you can learn to do that. Yes, it takes effort, it takes practice, it takes time, but it can be done. I can say that I feel that I'm starting to feel it's more balanced almost between my introvertness and my extrovertness as well. So again, even though when you have a tendency of introvertness like higher than your extrovertness, you can still build connection. It's just that it will take more energy if your extrovertness is very low. But you can learn to build this. So that's number one. Number two, one of the most important lessons in my experience, in my journey of growing my network, growing my connection, actually it comes from my own mistakes in doing this. And this mistake that I'm about to share with you, I'm very sure so many people have the same mindset as well. Because I'm now teaching as well. I'm now sharing and teaching about how to build network. I do workshops around this topic as well. And so many people share with me that they have the same mindset as I was. That growing your network is about knowing people and how you can get something out of them. And that was my mindset as well. I want to be able to get to know this person because I think he can help me to do this, he can help me to grow that, or she can help me to do this, she can help me to build this business, or to get more contracts, to get more deals and all, anything that can be beneficial for me. That's why I want to know this person, I want to know that person, I want to be able to connect with them. But this is where actually the main mistakes on building network and creating connection with others. Because with that kind of mindset, this is a mindset of what's in it for me, right? What can I get by connecting with this person or that person? What's in it for me? While a true networker, someone who's really good at building relationship with others, building networks for a long term, and this is the second thing, that building networks, creating connection is a long-term game. It's not a short-term game, it's a long-term. It's a long-term thing. It's a long-term journey. So this is actually about what you can contribute for others. Building networks, building connection, the most effective mindset that would help you to be effective in growing your network is having a mentality of what can I give for you instead of what's in it for me. And this was my mistake. I always try to talk with people thinking what can I get from them, and then and you know what it led me to? It led me to wanting to be seen that I'm important enough, so I'll share who I am, what I do, my achievements, So they will pay attention, they will listen to me, and then once they listen to me, once they think I'm important, then I can get something out of them. This kind of mentality doesn't work in the long term, and it's not good for you as well. And sometimes even in the short term it doesn't work. It's about creating connection. I was taught and this is like life-changing for me, that creating connection is not just about the exchange of information. When I share with someone who I am, what I do, I'm giving information to you. But creating connection is more than that. The exchange that happens, more than just information, is that there's an exchange of emotion. That's how you build connection. And emotion is energy. Emotion is energy in motion. And energy is something that even though you cannot see, you can still feel it. That is why sometimes when somebody says something to you, even though it makes sense, it's logical, but somehow you still have a feeling something's not right. Yes, it makes sense, but something's not right about this person or about what he said or about what she said. Even though in a logical way it kind of makes sense, but something's off, like this, like intuitive kind of, decision that you made. Because you felt that energy. You see, so that's why building connection is about exchanging not just information, but the emotion. And you cannot fake it. You can try to, but eventually people, maybe not in their conscious mind, but in their subconscious mind, they're absorbing your energy. When you have a hidden agenda, don't think that the other person cannot understand it. Maybe not in their conscious mind, but in their subconscious. They're absorbing your energy as well, because that hidden agenda that you are thinking, because when you think, you're projecting that energy as well. Even though you're not saying it verbally, you're not saying it out loud, you're just thinking it, but your thoughts are being projected as well. And other people in your surroundings, they can also absorb that. That's why sometimes we can feel that something is off. So that's why when you want to build connection and you still maintain a mentality of what's in it for me, it doesn't work. But have a mentality of what can I contribute. And you cannot build and instill a mentality of what can I contribute if you're still thinking in a short-term basis as well. That's why these two are very interconnected. It's a long-term thing, and it's about what you can contribute for others. And the belief, the foundational belief, is that when you genuinely want to contribute for others, they will also want to contribute to you. It never failed in my life ever since I did this switch. Amazingly. And the next question then, so what can you contribute? Well, first of all, if you want to be able to contribute for others, you need to know what do they need, what are their challenges, or what are their aspirations. And in order for you to be able to identify that, you need to be the one who's listening. You need to be the one who's asking questions and listen, not the one who keep talking. If you want to build a good connection with someone, make sure in your interaction with that person, you're not the one who's dominating the conversation. You need to be the one who's asking questions and then listen, asking questions and then listen. And then when they ask you, then of course you'll share as well. Of course, I'm not saying just shut up until they ask you. Again, there's a dynamic, there's a bit of art. With more practice, you will get better at this. But the intention, the energy is out of curiosity and wanting to contribute for others. When you set this kind of mentality, people can also feel it as well, just like when they can feel when you have a hidden agenda, at least in their subconscious as well. When you are genuinely interested, and when you are genuinely interested, you will ask questions. And when you are genuinely interested, not only will you ask questions, you will listen. And then you will also think from the response, you start to think, okay, how can I contribute to that? And what kind of contributions can you give to another person? You can contribute in terms of your time, listening. Sometimes people just want to be listened. Sometimes people don't want your advice, don't want you to give any solution. They just want to be listened. Or you can, if they want an advice, you can share your experience, your knowledge. That's also another contribution. Contributions can also be something material as well. Or contribution can also be in terms of network. If you've identified their aspirations or maybe the challenges that they're facing, but you don't have experience, you don't have any knowledge, maybe you know someone else who might be able to help them, for example. So there are 4 things that you can contribute as well when you're building a connection with others. But at the very least is time. You can make time for them, even just to listen, because everybody wants to be heard. So you see, this is not about introvert or extrovert. This is about genuinely care about others. And you can do that whether you have a high tendency of introvertness or a high tendency of extrovertness. Even though if you want to connect with more people, yes, you need to grow your extrovertness as well. And you can do that too. You can learn to do that by practicing, by learning and practicing as well. So for me, the impact has been, again, life-changing. Truly life-changing. I have my networks from literally around the world. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I'm saying this because it amazed me. Because it amazed me the change that happened. And I also learned to be really genuinely care. I really do want to contribute, not just faking it. So I learned to empathize, and I do want to be able to contribute to others as well. So this is, of course, this is just the beginning, but I hope this at least give you a new perspective, a different perspective. Because if you're like me, that you might have the same mentality like I had before when it comes to creating connection with others, when it comes to growing your network. Trust me, it's something that the main thing, forget about learning techniques of how to talk or your body language, even though yes, those are very important. But if your mentality, if you don't change your mentality, if your mentality is still about what's in it for me, what can I get from this person, it won't work. It won't work, trust me. Learn the techniques, yes, but make sure you fix this foundation. You fix this mindset. You change that mindset. It's not just about what you can gain, but more importantly, it's about what you can share for others. I hope you find this very useful, or at least it starts to challenge your way of thinking. And I thank you for being with me in this learning process. Ciao. Very quickly, there's a research that reveals a universal pattern of phases that people go through in their journey of discovering and living their life purpose. And you can learn and find out in which phase am I in right now, and what's the next phase, and most importantly, how do I get there? Find your answers in Uncover Your Unique Purpose, a comprehensive and practical guide to discovering your life purpose. It's a research-based book and as well covered with all the exercises you'll need to discover your unique purpose. Get this book now and take a real step to your most unique self-discovery journey. This book is available on Amazon worldwide.